Okay, it's Feel to Heal. I'm super excited to take you on a journey. And this month we're talking about confidence and fear. So I hope you have watched my other lives. I've just done 3 this month. And if you have, you're going to know what I'm referring to. And if you haven't, you might not. So, okay. Yes, so I'm going to take you on a journey today. And to use another wise cliche, it's about the journey, not the destination. Yes, I hope you feel wonderful at the end of this, but I want you to feel renewed hope and promise and be fully in touch with what's possible for your life and relationships. But the journey that we're going to go on today is gold. All right. So what I'm about to show you is something you can use over and over to call up your confidence whenever you need it. And this is why I'm passionate about coaching. Coaching is step, 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 result. Step, 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 result. What I'm about to show you may not be easy because you may not have actually ever done this before, but it's simple and repeatable. You can listen to this recording as much as you want, or just do it on your own, anytime. Okay, cool. So I'm about to take you from Situation Station down Realization Road to the Palace of Potential. I could say the Palace of Possibility. Either way, we're going to take a journey. Okay, ready? Let's zoom in. Just kidding. Okay, so let's take a few moments to take a nice deep breath. Take several. And what I want you to do, don't close your eyes yet, just breathe. And notice the parts of your life you wish were different. And put it in the chat, even if you're watching a replay. Where do you wish you had more confidence? Where do you wish you could speak up? Be more visible. Take more risks. Pick one and let's focus on that today. Let's see what comes up, what needs to be healed, and how we can shift you to have a more bold life. Yes. Okay, so once you've got that in the chat or clear in your mind, you can close your eyes. Keep breathing. And what are the feelings that you notice around this area? It might be a fear of public speaking. It might be you're afraid to speak up in a relationship and say what you really need in that relationship. It might be I'm totally drawing a blank. But you know what you're afraid of and you know where you need more confidence. So you got this. And what are the feelings that come up around that? So let's say I'm afraid of public speaking. I'm afraid of feeling rejected. I'm afraid of what other people are going to think of what I have to say. If I really spoke up in a relationship, or if I said no to somebody, they might leave. And then I would have to feel that rejection, sadness, abandonment. So what's coming up for you? Just allow whatever it is to come up without judgment, without resistance. And where do you feel it in your body? I mostly usually feel it in my solar plexus as a tightening, clenching, what some people call butterflies in their stomach. Some people are heart pounding, sweating. You might feel tightness in your back, shoulders, your neck. Maybe your legs shake. I don't know. We're all different. So see if you can really feel where rejection shows up in your body. And then really focus on that. We're just going to focus on that for a minute. Wherever you feel it in your body, I just want you to stop and breathe and allow it to be there. This is total acceptance of whatever is real for you. Complete acceptance. And send it some love. It's okay. It's okay that it's there. You're just going to love on it. This is a part of you that developed to keep you safe, just like we've been talking about. So we're just going to love on it. No judgment. Total surrender. I had some things come up today, so I'm just going to actually be quiet for a minute. I really want you to just focus on that part of your body. Stay out of your mind, completely out of your mind and your thoughts. Completely focused on the part of your body that holds these difficult feelings. We don't want it to go away. We're just giving it all our attention. If your mind wanders, just bring it right back to that place. When you do this on your own, you can do this as long as you need to until it kind of starts to shift. And maybe it won't. Maybe this will be a longer practice for you to keep coming back to this particular fear, this particular feelings. And you can go ahead and exaggerate the feeling and really make sure you're feeling it. And then describe it to yourself. Is it tight? Is it hot? Does it pulse? Hi Marilyn, we're just doing a little inner meditation. Is it heavy? What does it look like? Dark, cloudy, bright, a little tight ball. What's the energy like? Is it taking up the whole room, or just taking over your body, or just a tight little ball of energy? And you can even ask, how old is this part of yourself? First thing that comes to your mind. No right or wrong. That might be where it was first created. Don't know. We'll have to explore that. And is this a pattern for you? What's the pattern that's sort of wanting to come up right now? For example, sometimes we push ourselves to overachieve so that we can avoid feeling useless or lazy. Or sometimes we only hang out in circles where we're the expert, so that we never have to feel like, I don't know anything about that. Maybe you are avoiding feeling not smart. Another example is very common for us women. We try to prove our worth in relationships by overgiving to avoid feeling worthless or not valuable, etc. Worthless, that was one of my big ones. This is where the kids are driving the bus to avoid feelings. They've taken over for so long so that you don't have to feel this, that it's become our pattern. So what might be the pattern? Hi, Ivona. We're doing a little meditation visualization thing. So now we're feeling it. So this thing that we've been avoiding for so long, we're going to go ahead and feel it. This is how we gently say, I'm going to drive right now. I see you though. I see you. I feel you. I love you. And you are part of me. But we don't want them driving the bus. So if that doesn't make sense, that's because you didn't listen to the other lives. Okay, cool. So feeling it is how we sort of calm the child down so that they're not overcompensating by all of the things I just said. Working too much, too hard, so that we don't feel lazy or proving our worth in relationships. When you surrender and allow these feelings, you're going to see that you're connecting to a more authentic part of yourself. Because the truth is, we all have these feelings that we don't want to feel. We have these fears. We have these parts of ourselves that we wish were not there, but we all have them. We all have them. Something that came up recently for me was hypocrite. And you can find out what they are by asking yourself, what's the worst thing that somebody could call you or say to you? That's your door into discovering what these things are. And for me, last week, 2 weeks ago, it was hypocrite. I don't want somebody to think that I'm a hypocrite. I'm a big old hypocrite. I do one thing and say another. So I had to sit with that part of myself and go, you know what? Sometimes I am. These are all parts of ourselves. And when you allow them to be there instead of fighting them, you deepen your relationship with yourself. This is a more authentic you, a part that's not pretending, a part that's trying to avoid feelings or placate others. And as I said, this is a part of you that formed to protect you in some way. So have a conversation with this part of you. Talk about why it's there and how it happened and how long you've been trying to avoid this side of you and overcompensate with its opposite. Feel whatever's coming up. Notice if it's changing and just allow everything. Sometimes when our mind wanders, that's also a part of you trying to keep you safe. So just come back to the sensation in your body. All of these parts are here for you, as I keep saying, to help you get the love. Because each of us are born into families, right, where there's different rules, and we literally are thrown into this family dynamics, and we have to figure it out. And this is how we do it. We figure out that I get love when I do this. Or I make mom happy and I get the love. We all go through that as kids, and it shapes who we are, and it shapes our fears, and it shapes our lack of confidence, and so many things about us, and it doesn't have to be that way. Now that we're adults, we can hold the space for all of our anger, confusion, doubt, worry, all the fears and all the feelings we don't want to feel. And notice as we hold the space for all of these things that you are the space. You're actually not the emotions or the fears. You're the witness and the keeper of the safety. You're where all of your parts can come to be seen and heard and acknowledged. You're just the understanding, nurturing, strong space. Keep sending it love. This is the space where you heal all the parts. And you'll become more aligned the more you do this with your authentic self. You'll be more aligned with life and who you are at your core. Your original, open, loving, fun-loving, accepting self. It's how we all were when we were babies. We were just open and curious and loving, and then we had to start adjusting to our environments, to our parents. We had to start figuring out how we get the love and how when we don't and when we do. And so what do you need to remember right now and carry forward that will allow you to enjoy your life more? What's coming up right now? How can you elevate your level of service or expand your love? You may not have the answer to that one right now. So now we're going to shift, and I want you to visualize, because we've been focused on the fear, right? The thing that we don't want. I want you to picture your life, how it looks when you have everything just the way you desire it. So if your thing today was speaking in front of people, I want you to imagine yourself confidently speaking on stage to millions and billions, maybe thousands, whatever. If your thing was you just wanted to presence yourself in a relationship, I want you to imagine yourself doing it easily, smoothly, no problem. You got it? I want you to imagine how you move in that space. What are your thoughts when you're this confident? How does your body move? How's your breathing? What do you look like? What do you feel like? How does your environment look to you? Do you smell anything in particular? What do you hear around you? What does it feel like to be fearless? To be able to go for it, to take the risk, to do it confidently. What's the language that you're using in your mind as opposed to when you have fear? And what's your emotional state? It's very different than when we're focused on our fears and our feelings and our, the worst thing that could happen, right? So the question now is, what needs to be healed before you can step into that completely? There are parts of us that we just don't want to see. We don't want to feel the feelings. And those are the parts that need to be healed before we can fully step into this scary, scary life. We all have a dream in our hearts, big visions for ourselves, something we're not doing because of fear. So what needs to be healed for you to step into that space and crush it? If something has come to your mind, write it down right now. What do I need to heal to get myself to step fully into this risky life that my heart wants? And you can work backwards. How will I feel when I've completely stepped into this version of myself after I've healed what needs to be healed? And in the short term, if you can envision yourself on that stage or speaking up or whatever it is for you that keeps you from being more confident, whatever it is, that thing that you want to accomplish, ask for that raise. Parachute out of an airplane. I don't know. I guess I need to work on coming up with examples, don't I? If you can envision yourself as that person, you've healed, you've done it, you are living it, you are free. What does that feel like? And you can pull that up in your mind, because everything is happening in our minds. Literally, we are living our lives from our imagination. There's not much real reality out there. It's usually everything that's going on up here. So you can use your imagination for your benefit, for your good, rather than giving into how it wanders and scares you and comes up with the worst case scenarios, right? And really get into the moment when you have everything you want. How do you feel? What's going on in your life? And then you can realize that you're actually in that moment right now. The circumstances don't matter. So you can call up that kind of, Tony Robbins calls it state management, so that you can tackle what you have to tackle right here and now. Another way is this. Think of a time when you experienced complete unconditional love. Maybe you were in love. For me, it's when I had my son. Whenever I want to get into the state of unconditional love, I'm just like this 19 years ago. My baby in my arms, there's nothing better. I love him, he loves me unconditionally. I get just choked up thinking about it. And notice, when you think about unconditional love, how do you feel? And notice all the shit you're not concerned about. In that moment, you're not worried about the future. You're not regretting the past. You're not worried about what people think of you. You're not concerned with your bank account. Like, the world disappears when you're in that moment of unconditional love. And knowing you can have that moment at any moment. You can have that moment before you're about to have a really hard conversation. before you're about to step onto a stage? And can you imagine the freedom and confidence you feel stepping onto a stage with only unconditional love radiating throughout your whole being, your heart, your body, your mind? And you're just like, I am here to talk about whatever because I unconditionally love you and I need you to hear this message. I'm here because my message needs to be heard. And even a scary conversation, I'm here because I love you no matter your reaction. I have something I need to say. So these are sort of some of the ways that you can get yourself into these states and do what you formerly thought was not possible and make it possible. So I ask you, what is possible if we can not get rid of all the shit, because we can't get rid of all the shit, but if we can have a practiced way like this to deal with it, to come out the other side, not just as right or winning, but as unconditional love, here to serve, here to help, here to show up as our most authentic self. That's what I always want for you, is to show up as your most authentic self. Consequences be damned. Stay in this state. Feel whatever's coming up. Face those fears and feel the feelings. We're going to crush confidence. We're going to put what we've been learning, we're going to put it into action. This is going to be like the workbook part of what we've been doing. We're going to get you into action. We're going to get proving to yourself that yes, the sky doesn't fall, the world doesn't end, and you don't die when you step out of your comfort zone with confidence and do something really scary. It won't be painful, I promise. We're going to do this together.